One night he came over. I kind of felt he was a little off. I didn't know why. Then he told me I'm not ready for a relationship.
Do you think that he was seeing someone else?
Yeah, I found out that he just liked her. It's not that he wasn't ready for a relationship, just not with me. Okay, well, why was that such a cheerleader?
Okay.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8.
L-I-V. Ahead of me. Let's go. That's not what we're doing. Let's start over. All right, folks, buckle up your seatbelt because we're going to go on a wild ride. There are some rumors floating around. If you're into juicy stories, this is a crazy one. We are diving into behind the lyrics, behind the story, behind the music video of my latest release. If you haven't listened to it yet, why? You got a phone. You got iTunes or Spotify. So what's your excuse? You hate me? All right, then we're done. This is over. We're just going to go straight into it. So I've been getting a lot of questions. You know, what is this song about? Is this song about David? In short, no. This is so hard to say. I am currently walking through a breakup right now. David and I aren't together. I was thinking about when I should say that or how or what's the right timing, but there's never a right time for these things. It sucks. It just sucks. This song is not about David, and I don't want to go into detail. The wound is still open. So let's just put a pin on that, and maybe we'll come back to it, or probably not. This song is about something I am currently going through, but then also happened a long time ago. It'll all make sense once I explain. Let's start from the beginning. There was this guy that I met. I was 16, and back then I thought it was love at first sight. This guy could sing. This guy could dance. He could act. We both loved theater. Like it was meant to be, right? Only problem was that he lived across the country. So how was this gonna work? When we met, we both felt the same way, and we would check up on each other all the time. We would talk about the future. Then I graduated high school and moved to New York City. I was pursuing Broadway at the time, so I went to a musical theater school. One day, he told me that he was moving to New York, and I died. I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. We're gonna be together. This was meant to be. So he moved. We'd hang out all the time. Everything was perfect. But one night he came over and we were just playing guitar. We were just kind of jamming, singing together. But I kind of felt he was a little off, a little distant. Then he told me I'm not ready for a relationship. And that sucked because I thought we were on the same page.
Do you think that he was seeing someone else?
Yeah, I found out that he just liked her. It's not that he wasn't ready for a relationship, just not with me. So the lyrics of the song begin with that story. So I'm actually going to pull up the lyrics. I know them. You said you needed some space, but I felt so close to you. That was that night. I knew that look on your face. You were hiding your feelings for somebody new. Who is she? Because she's not me. And I'm wishing that it isn't true. Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. And it's so true. God created us individually and beautifully and wonderfully. And if you're sitting here looking at someone else saying that they're better, it's just not true. Chorus says, she's perfectly packaged and sweet. And she is. We became good friends. Then it says, she's got the man of my dreams while I'm just here trying to breathe. Can't help but wonder if he's falling in love as we speak. And I can't blame him because she's all I want to be. Always one step ahead of me. She one-upped me with the guy. That was the first way. It doesn't end there. It actually just gets crazier. The next way, like I said, I moved to New York to pursue Broadway. So I was relentlessly auditioning. I would wake up at 3 a.m. You went with me.
I did once. We sat outside in the freezing cold in October.
You would get up at the butt crack of dawn, go down, sign my name, go to school, and then they would let us know, we are seeing non-equity today. Or, sorry, we don't have time to see you. 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, they weren't seeing non-equity. So I couldn't even get an audition. And this is where it's just like, wow. I heard that she booked the lead in the show. That was rough. That hurt. That hurt my feelings. It was a moment where I was so happy for her, and we were friends at this point, and she invited me to her opening night, her debut on Broadway, the thing I've been training for literally my whole life. So now we're in the second verse. I tried to hold back my tears, but then I heard she got the part of something I've worked at for years, just another thing weighing on my heavy heart. So it was like, first is the guy, now it's the role, and I'm wishing that was my debut. So that was a little. Now, more recently, musical theater is a definite passion of mine, but also just music. So now that I'm in pursuit of music, guess who pops up everywhere? She does. And she's killing it. She truly is so talented. Like, I have nothing but amazing things to say about her. She's the face of Spotify editorial playlists, and she's getting millions of streams. So it just took all of these past emotions, and I was honestly overwhelmed. So I was talking to my friend Kings, and Kings said, "Did you write about it?" And I'm like, "No." So while I was in my feels, I just sat at the piano. This song just fell out of my butt.
Nice.
It was so effortless. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Push. It just came out.
All I'm trying to say is that this song pretty much wrote itself. The entire thing was done in like 45 minutes. So now moving on to the music video, let's get to it. I'm from Lake Tahoe. We tried to replicate that with Big Bear because I wanted this to feel like my past self. All black, wandering through the forest. It sounded
A little fairy!
a lost little emo fairy. And then you see the shot of me in the white. So the contrast is kind of like guardian angel, future self, looking over the past self. We're gonna skip through a lot of it because you just need to go watch the whole video. First of all, that lake was freezing, probably 40 degrees. So I'm walking in, the cameraman's walking in front of me. We're both just like shivering. It was intense. So I wanted the water to kind of represent the weight until I was up to my neck in how I was feeling. The beat drops and it's like, you know what? Screw it. Boom. The underwater scenes were actually shot at Brent's house in his pool. And that was so funny because the camera guys were just wearing their little goggles, and that was tough because all the shots that I had to take, I would go upside down, like backwards into the water, so all this water was just getting in my nose until I pull myself together.
Elastigirl!
I gotta stop feeling this way, so I get out of the water and get on that stage. This is my favorite look because she's so not performance ready. And so how did we make it look like I just came from the lake? By doing this. Yeah!
Dump it! Dump it! I think she's really scared.
I also wrote Proverbs 31:25 on the mirror. I thought that verse was perfect. Another thing was when we got to Big Bear, I had to change into my white dress somewhere. So we went to the first place we could find, and that was a McDonald's. I had my little Happy Meal, my nuggets, and I walked out in like this white glam dress. And everyone's like, "Are you getting married?" Like, no. Yeah, but all in all, I am so happy with how everything turned out. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. And that's all, folks. Cut. Then, oh. I'm gonna hate editing this. Just get to the point. God.
Do you want me to start a new one?